Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I am making a video on how to measure your exercise intensity. I have told you that exercise falls under three categories: low intensity, moderate intensity and high intensity. So how to measure whether your exercise which you are doing falls under high intensity or moderate intensity is a very valid question. Now some people, those who are in tune with their body, they can measure it, they can assess whether they are doing high intensity or moderate intensity merely by the possibility of them to talk or sing, which I have covered earlier. But some people, those who are not in tune with their body, and those who want, and there are some people, those who are perfectionists, those who want everything accurate. So this video is for them to understand how to measure your exercise intensity level. Exercise intensity level can be measured through 5 steps. Step number 1, first you have to calculate your HRmax, that is heart rate maximum. Your heart rate maximum can be calculated by subtracting your age with 220. So my age is 45. When I subtract it by 220, I get 175. So 175 is my HRmax. So HRmax means my heart can beat as fast as 175 per minute. My heart is capable of beating only 175 per minute and not more than that. So first you have to calculate your HRmax, and the second step is to calculate your resting heart rate. Resting heart rate can best be calculated as the first thing in the morning. In the morning when you get up from the bed, you can calculate and you will get the most accurate data then. So it can be calculated by keeping your 3 fingers on your carotid artery. We have carotid arteries here, our windpipe, it is close to our this windpipe, one here and one here, which supplies blood to our this region. So you can keep your 3 fingers on the side like this, press a little, be cautious, don't press too hard so that you block the arteries. Just press little and you will get the carotid artery and you will get the pulse, and then measure the pulse for 15 seconds. Count the pulse for 15 seconds, multiply it by 4, you will get your resting heart rate in 1 minute. The second way is by keeping 3 fingers on your radial artery, which is here. Keep 3 fingers here, you will get the pulse rate, measure it for 15 seconds, multiply it by 4 and you will get your heart rate in 1 minute. The more accurate pulse rate will be here because as it is close to your heart. So that's why I recommend to take pulse from here. So for me, my resting pulse rate is 60. Now the third step is to calculate your HRR, that is heart rate reserve. Heart rate reserve is can be calculated by subtracting your HRmax, that is heart rate maximum, which was 175 for me, with your resting pulse rate, which was 60 for me. So 175 minus 60, my HRR comes to 115. 115 is my heart rate reserve. Now the step 4 is to calculate the heart rate zone. That is the high intensity zone. I am talking about high intensity because this is a fat loss program. You all know in a zone we have a lower reading as well as a higher reading, and we have to fall somewhere in between these 2 readings. So we have to calculate the lower reading and the higher reading, and this lower and higher reading is for me because I am taking my example. You can calculate by putting your own values. So to calculate the lower value, what I have to do is I have to multiply my HRR, heart rate reserve, which I got as 115 with 0.7, that is the 70% of your HRmax, 0.7, and when I multiply it by 0.7 I get 80.5. and now with this 80.5 I have to add my resting pulse rate, which was 60 beats per minute. So 80.5 plus 60 is equal to 140.5. So 140.5 is my lower rate of my desired heart rate zone, that is high intensity heart rate zone. Now I have to find out the higher level. The higher level, for this I have to multiply 0.85 to find 85%. 0.85 with my HRR. So that is 115 into 0.85, which comes to around 97.75. With this, again I have to add my resting heart rate, which is 60. So 97.75 plus 60 is equal to 157.75. That is the higher value of my heart rate zone. So my heart rate should be between 140.5 to 157.75. If my heart rate is between that means I am doing an exercise which is of high intensity level. So how to measure this? So I have in my videos you have seen that I have 3 sets of high intensity interval training. So after the first set, when you stop doing exercise, say for example after 45 seconds, now this is the second level is going on, which takes 45 seconds. So after 45 seconds, immediately you have to place your 3 fingers over here and then take the reading for 15 seconds. 15 seconds you take the reading, multiply it by 4, and then you will get your resting pulse, then you will get your pulse rate for 1 minute, that is immediately after exercising. So that pulse rate should fall, my pulse rate should fall between 140.5 to 157.75. Suppose if my pulse rate falls into 145, good, well and good, I am doing high intensity interval training. If it comes to 150, again well and good. If it comes to 157, well and good. But if it comes to 160 or 165, that means my heart rate is very high. So I have to lower the physical activity, the intensity of the physical activity I have to lower, so that I can come back to the high intensity zone, and it is not safe to go beyond that zone. At the same time, if it comes below 140, suppose 130 is the heart rate which I am getting 1 minute immediately after exercising, that shows that I am not coming into high intensity heart zone. So I have to pace up, I have to speed up the activity, physical activity, and I have to elevate my heart rate so that I can come up to that zone. So I hope the thing is clear to you. With this, you measure your heart intensity for some time, for some days you measure it. After that, you can assess by yourself, by your level of exertion itself, you will be able to assess. So those who are new to exercise, they can follow this method, and then once they are in tune with their body, then you need not calculate always or need not take your pulse always. So thank you very much. See you in next video. Take care. Bye.